Hello, this is Lacquerography, and this is what I wore in February 2024. First up is the polish that I've got in my hand right now. This one is by Stella Chroma, and it's called Cable Knit. This polish was released back in November 2022, and it was part of their Winter Knits collection. And this one actually for me was an untried. The description that goes along with this gorgeous polish is that it is a delicate candy pink with iridescent flakies that shift every color of the rainbow and a warm golden shimmer. And I wore this polish in just 2 coats with a glossy top coat. So this one is by Stella Chroma, Cable Knit. This next one up is by Lacquer, and this one is an interesting one actually. I picked this one up as a mystery directly from Lacquer's website when they were shutting down for a while, closing up their shop. They were selling a bunch of mysteries. This is a polish that was formerly offered through Hella Handmade Creations, and I believe, to the best of my knowledge, that this polish matches up with the description for Set Your Heart Ablaze. If you know otherwise, please feel free to correct me and let me know down in the comments. So here's what I know about Set Your Heart Ablaze. So if this one in fact is Set Your Heart Ablaze, it was released back in June of 2022 in Hella Handmade Creations, so unfortunately this one is no longer available. It begins a new series inspired by Demon Slayer. This polish is inspired by Rengoku, and it's a peachy orange with fiery red shimmer and hollow flakes. And I wore this polish in 2 coats. So this one is by Lacquer. This one was a redacted polish from Hella Handmade Creations, which I believe was called Set Your Heart Ablaze, that was originally offered in June of 2022. This next one up was such a wonderful surprise. This one is by Atomic Polish, and it's called Redrum. This polish was released in December of 2023 from Polish Pickup, so unfortunately it's no longer available. And the theme that month for Polish Pickup was Maker's Choice. So the description that went along with this polish, that was such a brilliant red, is that it is a candy red polish with aurora pigment that shifts orange to red, inspired by the little Redrum boy from The Shining. And when I wore this one, I wore it in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. And I have to admit, red is quite out of my comfort zone. I've only really recently kind of fallen in love with red. I think it's a really great color, but it had previously really been out of my comfort zone. This polish is absolutely a new favorite. The color was out of this world stunning. So here it is, worn in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This next one up is another very recent addition to my collection. This one is by Cirque Colors, and it's called Go Away. Such a lovely buttery yellow. A little bit of an unlikely pick for February, but I really enjoyed wearing this one. This polish was originally released in June of 2023 as part of the MXM Tune collection. And I actually just purchased this from Cirque Colors very recently when they were having a big sale and discontinuing some of their colors that I was hoping to get a hold of. And so this one was on my shopping list, and I'm very glad that I was able to get a hold of it. The description that goes along with this one is that it is a limited edition butter yellow jelly polish with a shiny, transparent finish. This is a polish that I wore in 2 thin coats with a glossy top coat. This one was Cirque Colors, Go Away. This next one up, I actually chose this one and also the one before it, the Cirque Colors, to bring a little bit of sunshine to my days. We had such a gray and gloomy February. So I was just craving sunshine. So the yellow and the orange were very much choices to bring a little sunshine to my days. So this pick, another untried, was by China Glaze. And this one is called Ernie Your Stripes. Such a great shimmer picking up on this one. So this one was originally released in summer of 2019 in China Glaze's You Do Hue collection, which was a collaboration there with Sesame Street. And I purchased this one from a company that unfortunately is no longer around here in Canada. It was an online web shop called Nail Polish Canada, and unfortunately it closed a few short months ago. I'm really sorry that Canadian polish wearers have lost this store because it was such a great thing to have. So this polish is an orange gold shimmer, and I wore this polish actually in 4 thin coats with a glossy top coat. So that was a little bit difficult for me. I mean, this is a very sheer polish, and actually it's very pretty. I found that the application was actually quite nice. I was going for a little bit of a deeper color, so I did apply 4 coats to try to get a little bit more depth to it. But as you'll see from the picture, it's still quite sheer. I really did enjoy it though. I mean, the aim when I wore this polish was to bring a little bit of sunshine to these gray days. And I thought that it did that. And I really did appreciate not just the color, but that gorgeous golden shimmer. But yeah, the 4 coats, unfortunately, was something that was a little bit time consuming, although this polish was quite quick drying, so that wasn't a problem. But 4 coats is quite a lot. I still enjoyed this polish though. So this one is China Glaze, Ernie Your Stripes. This next polish up was actually my Valentine's Day pick this year. This one is by Bluebird Lacquer, and it's called the Old Razzle Bedazzle. This is a polish that was originally released. It's actually not indicated here. This one was originally released from Polish Pickup back in January of 2021 from their Birthstones, Gems, and Minerals themed shop that month. And I actually purchased this polish in a July Polish Pickup Rewind month. So I purchased this one in July of 2022. So again, this one was another untried polish for me. As I said, I think all of these picks were untried. This polish is inspired by the Bling It Yourself bedazzled gem-covered jean jacket with matching Levi's. I wore this beautiful polish in 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and it was such a wonderful Valentine's pick this year. Great quality polish that brought all the Valentine vibes I needed. This next polish up was actually another one that I was contemplating wearing for Valentine's Day. It's a little bit of a softer pick. This one is by Nailed It, and this one is called Sweet Scent. This polish is another purchase from Hella Handmade Creations for me. This one was originally released in October of 2022, Hella Handmade Creations shop, so unfortunately this one is also no longer available. And this one is part of Nailed It's still ongoing for a couple of years, Pokemon theme. And I did purchase this directly from Hella Handmade Creations in that month of October 2022. So this one was still an untried from way back then. This polish is described as a very pale pink tinted base with a strong pink to gold shifting shimmer and metallic red flakies. I wore this polish in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. So this one is by Nailed It, Sweet Scent. This next one up was such a delightful surprise, and this is a new to me nail polish brand. So this polish is by Inspired Scents, and this one is called Magical Frosted Forest. This polish was released in fall of 2023, and this is from a collection called the Classic Winter Pearl collection. And I purchased this polish from Inspired Scents. Inspired Scents is a Canadian maker, and I purchased this through their Etsy site in December of 2023. So another new addition to my collection. And I did purchase the entire collection because they were having a sale for Boxing Day, a sale period which tends to follow the Christmas season here in Canada. So this polish is described as a beautiful frosted green gold. And I wore this polish in 3 easy coats with a glossy top coat. I could have possibly actually got away with this polish in only 2 coats. I chose to wear it in 3 coats just because I was unfamiliar with the brand and it was my first time trying it. I loved this polish. It was absolutely stunning the way it applied. It was so easy and it was really flawless. There were no brush strokes at all, to my eye anyway. I love this polish and I'm so excited that I picked up the entire 7-piece collection. So I look forward to working my way through the entire collection as a whole. So this polish is by Inspired Scents. And this one is called Magical Frosted Forest. This next one up is a mini. It's my hands didn't suddenly grow. This is the tiniest little sample bottle. So this polish is by OPI, and this one is the classic I'm Not Really a Waitress. This is a polish that I purchased back in 2022 in an Advent box. This was an Advent mini box offering at my local drugstore. So I'm really glad I picked this up. There were some really great polishes in there. And actually this one for me this time around was an untried and I was very excited to get it on my nails. I'm Not Really a Waitress though is actually a polish that was originally released in fall of 1999 and I can actually remember it from back then. My original bottle of this is long gone, a few house moves and all that. But wow, I was so excited to get reacquainted with this polish. I know that this one was such a favorite when I was growing up of myself and my friends. I think it was kind of a salon favorite of a lot of my friends. So yeah, I was really excited to get reacquainted with this polish. And I was not disappointed at all. This polish is described as a red shimmer and it was absolutely that. I wore this one in 2 coats with a glossy top coat and I thought the formula of this was absolutely outstanding. I have since purchased a full-size bottle so that I can continue to enjoy this polish for a good long time to come. This one is clearly a classic for a reason. So this one is by OPI, I'm Not Really a Waitress. This next polish up is actually one that I only received just days before I wore it from a destashed purchase. So this polish is by Maiden, and this one is called Hometown Dates. And this polish was originally released in January 2022 in Fandom Flakies. That's a collaboration box. And the theme for this box was The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Hometown Dates is a very appropriate name for that. I did purchase this one from a destash online, and I actually purchased it in February of 2024. So as I said, I received this only days before I chose to wear this one. This polish is described as having a clear base loaded with purple, small, green, multi-chrome flakes. So I hope that that's an accurate description. I actually pulled this one from online from the Lacquer app, which is where I keep track of the polishes that I own. I wore this polish in 2 coats with a glossy top coat, and it was such an interesting polish. So many flakies in there, so much going on. It was actually really great playing in the light. So I had a lot of fun with this polish. Such a perfectly timed polish to arrive in the mail there. I'm really glad I purchased it from a destash. So this one is by Maiden, Hometown Dates. This next one up is maybe a little bit of an unlikely pick for February, but to me it was all the wintry vibes, and I was really excited to try it out for the first time. This polish is by Mooncat, and this one is called Dark Horse, which for many people I realized was actually a top pick in 2023 as an offering from Mooncat, and unfortunately I hadn't had the chance to wear it, so I was very excited to give this a go for myself to see how I liked it. This was a polish that was originally released in August of 2023 as a part of Mooncat's Midnight Rodeo collection, and I did purchase this one from Mooncat in November of 2023 when Mooncat was having a sale. This polish is described as having a rich, highly pigmented, deep chocolate brown shimmer. It says a dark chocolate brown lacquer filled with warm, light brown shimmer. So there were sort of two descriptions that I pulled there. And yeah, this was really beautiful and shimmery. And actually I had heard before wearing this, I had heard when I had been shopping around for this polish, that some people had luck wearing this polish in only one coat. They found that this was a great one coater. Now for me, I did choose to wear this polish in two coats with a glossy top coat, and actually I think I did prefer it that way. For me, wearing a polish in two coats does give me a little bit extra coverage and I think some extra longevity to it. I am a teacher, so I do work quite a bit with my hands throughout a school day. And anyway, I was really pleased with the way this polish turned out. It was incredibly rich and chocolatey, and I was very happy with the way it wore in two coats. So this one is by Mooncat, Dark Horse. This next polish up was a really wonderful sentimental pick for me. This is a polish by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and it's called Sophie. Now this is a polish that was originally released in April of 2022, and that's unfortunately not when I bought this one. This was part of Bee's Knees Lacquer's House of Sky and Breath mystery collection. And I purchased this polish from Girly Bits Cosmetics when they were acting as a stockist for Bee's Knees Lacquer in July of 2022. This polish is described as a soft lilac with green to orange shimmer. And I wore this one in 3 thin coats with a glossy top coat. And actually what happened was I kind of dinged the second coat. That was my own fault. I just wasn't being very careful and not being patient as I was applying my polish. And so I dinged my second coat. So I did add the third coat on top, and it gave a really great finish to it. So I really should have been able to get away with this polish in only 2 coats, but I did apply 3 because of my own error. This polish was a wonderful sentimental pick. I wore it for a family birthday, and it was everything that I had hoped it would be. And I actually bought a backup bottle of this one back at the time, and I'm really glad that I did because this was really special to me, and I was really glad to wear it, and I loved it. And not only that, I'm very happy that I do have a backup bottle of this very special polish. So this one is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, Sophie. This final polish that I wore in February was another one from Inspired Scents. This polish is called Holidaze. This polish, along with the green polish that I was talking about earlier, was released in fall of 2023, and this one as well is another one from that classic Winter Pearl collection. Again, I purchased this polish through Inspired Scents from Etsy, and I purchased this one in December of 2023, so I actually received it in January, maybe about a month before I wore this one. This polish is described as a beautiful, frosted, soft purple. This time I chose to wear this polish in 2 coats with a quick dry, glossy top coat, and that's what makes me think that I could have got away with the green version of this, Magical Frosted Forest, also in 2 coats. The finish was wonderful in only 2 coats. This was an excellent polish, and so far I'm 2 for 2, loving the polishes in this series. by Inspired Scents, the Classic Winter Pearl collection. So I've now worn 2 out of the 7 from this winter collection. This one is by Inspired Scents, and this one is called Holidaze. So that's it for the 13 polishes that I wore in February of 2024. I loved so many of these polishes that I wore this month, I really can't fathom picking a favorite. So many standouts, some surprises, and also some sentimental picks, and also a new to me brand. I was so impressed with the quality of Inspired Scents polish that I can't wait to wear the rest of the polishes that I purchased from them. I'm starting to anticipate making another purchase from Inspired Scents through their Etsy website. I was so impressed with the quality of those polishes. So I'm wondering, what polishes did you wear this February? Did you have any favorites? Please feel free to add all your thoughts down in the comments and we can continue on the conversation. If you enjoyed this What I Wore video, please consider giving this video a like. It gives me a signal that I'm doing a good job and that I should consider releasing content similar to this moving forward. Also, if you enjoy nail-related content, please consider subscribing. I release nail-related content as often as I can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.